Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. Oh, here we are. It is the day, and the day has come.
Yeah.
It is the end of Isaiah. I'm so excited. How are you two doing?
Oh, we've freaking earned it. I am really, really ready. What a ride it has been. So many drugs, so many flights of fancy.
Indeed.
Like
Camels,
so many animals and
so
weird
many animals.
metaphors about gardens. Like, we've really been just through the ringer with this man, with this, our good friend, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and I'm
Right.
ready to graduate.
I forgot that it was Lin-Manuel.
How could you
all
forget,
along.
Emily?
I don't know. You're right. I shouldn't have forgotten. They're separate people in my mind. I need to marry them together, and then perhaps I would have appreciated this experience more. However, here we are.
Yes.
You know what? I'm not sorry to see him go. Lin-Manuel, I'm sorry. We're done with you now. We're done.
Was it like, I'm not
You've
sorry to see
overstayed
him?
your welcome.
Not sorry to see him go, but like to watch him leave. Is that
Something like
you know,
that.
that
Yeah, we
kinda-
can leave it on a compliment.
Yeah.
That's good. A compliment
Yeah.
sandwich. Yeah, a compliment Fig Newton.
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
That's good.
That's good. Where we kind of
Yeah.
hide the compliment, really, within a layer.
It's like the opposite of what a compliment sandwich is supposed to be. It's good.
Yeah, there
It's
you
hidden
go.
away.
Okay.
Indeed it is. Yes.
So,
All righty.
Dedeker, you're in Australia.
Yes.
How is it?
I am in Australia. And by Australia, really, I'm kind of in the weird in-between Twilight Australia.
You're in purgatory.
Yes, of being in mandatory hotel quarantine for 2 weeks. Now, I know we got some Aussies in the chat, some Aussies who listen to this show, who I'm sure have heard the myriad of horror stories from hotel quarantine. I can't go quite so far as to compare it to prison, like certain dramatic people do. I mean, I can't leave. Literally, a member of the Australian Defence Force has my room key. And so if I left, I'd probably...
Your soldier boy.
Yeah, I have a soldier boy who I've never seen since day one. So, and I'm like having conversations with birds, and
They're really cute. We've met them
really
too.
cute birds. And
Yeah.
I mean, I am getting ripped. I will say, maybe that's a little bit like, you know, people I hear go to prison and sometimes have all that time to just kind of build massive muscle. I am getting really, really ripped, which is fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that you're putting this time to good use.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well done. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the first day. So nurses call you up every single day to check if you have any COVID symptoms and also to check in on your mental health. And even on the first day, they were like, how are you going to keep yourself occupied during quarantine? And I was like, I'm probably just going to like work and then work out. And even the nurses were like, maybe you should find a Netflix movie or something just to break it up.
You're like, well, I'm going to read the Bible too
Yeah, you should have
It's
told
like-
him that. Yeah.
while drinking.
You're like, I will be spending these 2 weeks drinking and reading the Bible. Let's see how they do.
That's it. That's all that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Wow. Whew.
People in the chat are asking, Daniel in the chat is asking if the soldier boy was cute. I don't know. Everyone's in a mask and literally was escorted by the soldier boy, put in my room, and then never seen again. So
Yeah.
that's what I got.
Wow. Well, I'm trying to recall what happened last week. I know that there were camels. That camels were involved in last week's episode.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we talked about the vine dressers. That was fun. We learned all about that in our bonus episode and how people dressed the vines. And this is a very important job when you are a wine human, a person, a human who works with wine in a
Yes.
more, specific way than just drinking it. And then,
Right. We're all professional people in the wine world, in the
Yeah.
drinking side of things.
we like to drink wine. I'm a professional at that, but that's it. Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. We are the garbage grapes of the wine world.
That is true.
I don't know, Dedeker. You're from like the Napa region. My brother is a sommelier. I think we're a little bit of a step up from the garbage grapes.
Step up from garbage grapes. So what's a step up from garbage grapes? It's like
Charles Schwa, $2 Chuck.
Some $2 Chuck. Sure, I'll take it.
There you go.
Oh, see, I was thinking more about the grape analogy. So they didn't make it into the garbage, but their grape. Someone was like, I don't want this, but it's not quite garbage. So I'm going to set it on like the edge of the garbage can in the park just in case someone else wants it.
Oh my God, who does that? Do you do that?
I don't know.
I mean, with my grapes, sure. You know, you don't want to throw
Oh my
away
God.
like it.
Okay.
It's for your birds, Dedeker. It's for the birds.
It's for the birds. It's for the birds. You give the garbage grapes to the birds.
There you go.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. It really, honestly, the last week was, it kind of more of the same, except for Yahweh's happier.
Yeah, we have to remember, though, in our finale here, we still have this standing bet that Yahweh is not going to get mad again, not going to get violently mad again at the Israelites before the end of Isaiah.
I feel like I'm going to lose this bet and have to.
You think so? I think anything could happen. I think 100% it's anybody's game.
But remember, the rules were specifically if he, I think, threatens any kind of violence upon the Israelites. That's kind of the thing of like, if there's any sort of stick involved in trying to get them to behave. That
hasn't happened yet?
No, he's threatened a lot of other people. And he's talked about how they've been shitty and he's been upset with them, but he's stopped threatening to punish them for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we've talked about that line being very fine. A very fine razor thin line. We'll see what happens. You're right. It's not over until it's over.
Yeah,
as Isaiah loves to tell us. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, what are y'all drinking?
Well, I'm very excited to report that instead of having to resort to toilet wine and hotel quarantine, I've actually I was able to order from the hotel bar a bottle of a Grenache Wizardry is the name of the label.
Ooh, appropriate for some of these chapters we've read.
Right. I thought that was very exciting and appropriate. Now,
Is it an Australian wine?
It's an Australian Grenache, yes.
Lovely.
It is.
Huh.
Now, my stomach did not want to drink a glass of white wine first thing in the morning. It was a little rough, these first couple sips, and so I took my little cup of pineapple juice that they gave me,
Look at that thing.
style.
You're supposed to tip it back and just drink it out of that little cup.
Yeah, and I mixed my allotted portion of pineapple juice with some of this white wine. It's actually quite nice, and it feels like breakfast, and I can do it, and I'm ready. I'm ready to get just a tiny bit drunk at 10 in the morning.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well done.
A tiny
Looks
bit
beautiful.
drunk. We'll see how that goes. This is the finale after all.
Indeed.
I'm drinking a new bourbon. Dedeker actually got to try some of this before she left. It's called Corn Trooper.
Yes.
Corn Trooper.
You showed me the bottle.
Yes. And it is so Flaviar is a company that I've been ordering alcohol through for a little while.
They're now showing me ads on Facebook, by the way. Thanks.
Because we talked about it, they're listening.
It's because you and I spoke about it. Thanks a lot.
That's so weird. Yeah. Anyway, Corn Trooper is their first original bourbon. Like their first actual spirit that they made themselves instead of just distributing other people's bourbons. So, Corn Trooper, here we are, ready to troop on up.
Do you like it?
It's good. Yeah, it's nice. It's a strong, it's like a 105 proof or something like that. It's a strong whiskey, but it's good. It's nice. It's simple. I wouldn't say it's my favorite ever, but it's a good one, and it mixes nicely with other things.
Lovely.
I think partly because it is a little bit stronger, it mixes nicely and still kind of retains some strength to punch through the other flavors going on.
Yeah, that's great.
What about you?
Well, it's fruit season, and specifically in Los Angeles, it is stone fruit season, and I was gifted some lovely cherries from the farmer's market by friends yesterday. And so I made a cherry bomb. And it's hard.
Clever.
This is a problem with making these drinks like 15 minutes beforehand, but it kind of melts a little bit. But it's just muddled cherries.
That's the thing, though, Emily. This is primarily an audio format. The people who are listening to the recorded version have no idea.
Pretend.
You could just describe the
stunning
version of it.
It's stunning. Well, what you do is you muddle some cherries and lemon wedges, and then you pour just a touch of simple syrup. I did like a half an ounce, not very much. And then you pour bourbon. I'm using Woodford Reserve today.
Nice.
One of your favorites. Yes.
Yeah.
You pour bourbon in, and it didn't create too much liquid. So I topped that with some Topo Chico, which I've been having a moment with my Topo Chico. But yeah, it's really delightful. It's lovely. Highly recommend. And it's perfect for this time of year.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. It is time, right?
Here we go. Yes.
This is it.
Yep.
Today
And stick around for a quiz.
is the finale of Isaiah. We will be doing a quiz afterwards. If you're here for the live show, stick around for that. If you're listening to it later, that will be the bonus episode. So be sure to dust off your thinking caps or however, get your number 2 pencils. And so today we're reading the last 3 chapters, 64 through 66. As we get started, we want to remind everyone to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time.
And with that, Isaiah 64. Isaiah Nintendo 64. Here we go. Oh, that you would tear the heavens, that you would come down, that the mountains might quake at your presence, as when fire kindles the brushwood, and the fire causes the waters to boil, to make your name known to your adversaries, that the nations may tremble at your presence. When you did terrible things, which we didn't look for, you came down. The mountains quaked at your presence. I love that. When you did stuff that we definitely didn't ask you to do to us because it was really terrible.
Wait, is Isaiah talking to God right now?
Oh, gosh. This every single time. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems
But
that
because, yeah, okay. So he's talking to God about the things that God did to all of them.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. But this is still towing the line, but not quite going over it at the moment.
This is not towing the line in any sense at all. This is all past tense.
Yes. We're just acknowledging past violence.
Yes. Yes.
That's
He
all.
likes to talk about that a lot.
Mhm.
If that was the bet, you would have lost, okay?
But I wouldn't
Yeah.
have made that bet because that would be a bet I would surely lose.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
For from of old men have not heard, nor perceived by the ear, neither has the eye seen a God besides you, who works for him, who waits for him. You meet him who rejoices and works righteousness, those who remember you in your ways. Behold, you were angry, and we sinned.
Yeah.
In them have we been of long time, and shall we be saved? For we are all become as one who is unclean, and all our righteousness are as a polluted garment. And we do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities like the wind take us away. There is none who calls on your name, who stirs up himself to take hold of you, for you have hid your face from us, and have consumed us by means of our iniquities. But now, Yahweh, you are our Father. We are the clay, and you are potter, and we all are the work of your hand. Don't be angry, very sore, Yahweh.
Don't be angry, very sore.
Or is this a punctuation issue? Should it be don't be angry, comma, very sore,
Very
Yahweh?
sore.
I see how swole you are, The Rock. You've just been really hitting it hard. That's Yahweh's new coping mechanism.
He was
is hitting
in
the gym.
quarantine.
Yeah, he's in quarantine. He's hitting the gym, getting ripped.
Yeah.
Don't be angry, very sore Yahweh. Neither remember iniquity forever. See, look, we beg you. We are all your people. Your holy cities are become a wilderness. Zion has become a wilderness. Jerusalem a desolation. Our holy and beautiful house, where our fathers praised you, is burned with fire, and all our pleasant places are laid waste. Will you refrain yourself for these things, Yahweh? Will you hold your peace and affect us? Very sore? Really on the soreness.
What?
Interesting.
That's it. That's the end of the chapter.
Wow, that was very short.
It was a little, very short chapter.
Little baby chapter. Yep.
Yeah, tiny baby. So I was just looking at some other translations here, and I think we got the gist of it. But that last part, and I'm looking at a new translation to add to our repertoire, which is the Tree of Life translation of the Bible.
Don't
Boy.
say those words to me. I'm sorry. Jason and I hate that movie.
It's terrible. Yeah. But
Terrence Malick, Bye.
This translation, no relation to that movie.
Good.
At least
I hope not.
Not that I've discovered yet.
Probably the movie got its name from the translation.
There
was no tree of life in that film.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, this is not Drunk Tree of Life or Drunk Terrence Malick study, although, that would be an interesting show.
Please, don't give him any ideas. We're not making that show.
But anyway, at the end there, it's just asking Adonai. They use Adonai instead of Yahweh in this translation. But Adonai, will you stay silent and afflict us very severely? So I think at this point, that shift is there in terms of this seems like we're already we've already been captured and taken over by another country. And so it's like, will you continue to punish us by not helping us? I think. So that's kind of interesting, too, that this translation chose to sort of make it more clear that that's the time we're in. Whereas some people are like, no, this is all Isaiah prophesying beforehand. But then more modern scholars are like, no, these later parts were written afterward, probably.
Well,
So,
wait,
fun.
if that's the case, does that mean that he is inflicting damage upon them? Because he's not helping them?
Oh, now we're getting into some really splitting the hairs here.
Well, also, this is not Yahweh talking.
Am I, though?
This whole chapter was all Isaiah talking to Yahweh, being like, hey, are you going to help us? So I think, will he?
And he's being silent, which in and of itself is
Silence
maybe
is violence.
a violence.
They
Yes.
just-
Silence is violence, Jace.
He just asked the question, will you remain silent? And we do know from history that Yahweh did not remain silent. They did end up getting freed from their imprisonment. So I don't think you're making a very sound argument here.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see what happens next.
All right.
We'll just see.
All right, I'm going to do my thing. Here we go. Chapter 65. I am inquired of by those who didn't ask. I am found by those who didn't seek me. I said, see me. See me.
Well, this is Yahweh now.
Oh, so he's
I
responding.
think this is now Yahweh responding. I think so.
Got it. Okay. I said, see me, to a nation that was not called by my name. I have spread out my hands all the days to a rebellious people. I'm just saying, we'll see what happens, who walk in a way that is not good, after their own thoughts, a people who provoke me to my face continually, sacrificing in gardens and burning incense on bricks. Who sit among the graves.
Incense does not belong on bricks. How many times do I have to tell you?
Yeah, please don't do that ever again. Who sit among the graves and lodge in the secret places, who eat pig's flesh. Yeah, I agree with you, Yahweh, that's not a good thing. And broth of abominable things is in their vessels, who say, stand by yourself, don't come near me, for I am holier than you. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burns all the day. So Yahweh's a dragon now. Cool.
Oh, well, I was thinking more it's like irritating to his nose, right? So remember way back in like Exodus, Leviticus, somewhere in the Torah, there was the sweet savor to Yahweh where he liked the smell of the sacrifice. And then
Right.
these things, it's like, smoke all up in my nose like a campfire.
Yeah.
He's over it now. He's over the sacrifice, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Behold, it is written before me, I will not keep silence, but will recompense. Yes, I will recompense into their bosom your own iniquities and the iniquities of your fathers together, says Yahweh, who have burned incense on the mountains and blasphemed me on the hills. Therefore will I first measure their work into their bosom. Has it happened yet?
I'm sorry, what?
Now Emily has a fine-tooth comb now that she's going through this book looking for any implication of violence. You really, really want to win this bet.
I'm sorry. Have you seen me play Mario Kart?
She does get very competitive. That is true. But here's the deal, though. What Yahweh is saying in response is, look, I've been trying to help you this whole time you've been doing all these shitty things.
Uh-huh.
That's what he's saying. Whether or not he did, that's for debate, but it's still in the past and is not relevant to our bet here.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Annalisa, for saying classic gaslighting. Thank you. I feel like I'm...
Not from me, from Yahweh, but sure.
Yeah,
No,
I know, not from you, from Yahweh.
Can I read you just a little bit from the message, though? Because there was one really good one here. Let's see here. I reached out day after day to a people who turned their backs on me, people who make wrong turns, who insist on doing things their own way. They get on my nerves, are rude to my face day after day, make up their own kitchen religion, a potluck religious stew. Eugene was just really trying to find something, some metaphor that people could relate to.
Did I hear you correctly? A, kitchen religion. B,
stew?
Religious stew. Is that right?
A potluck religious stew.
A potluck religious stew.
Just like take a little of this, take a little of that.
Yeah, and like everyone brought a little bit of some like scraps of religions and threw them in the potluck.
Is that not what like half of the Christian different, types of Christianity are? They're like a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Well, I feel like that's where we've taken this stew and we've strained out individual pieces.
Got it.
That's the opposite, maybe.
Okay.
But you could make the argument, though, that this potluck stew thing that Yahweh doesn't like
created each of these different ones.
Well, that also like this would be an argument against all of the holidays that Christians through the centuries have taken from other cultures, like things like a Christmas tree, or celebrating Christmas in the winter,
like Halloween. Well, I guess Halloween's not a Christian holiday, but Christmas and Easter are the two big ones, right?
Yeah.
Right. But so like those sorts of things where like, oh yeah, okay, let's move Christmas so it lines up with this other pagan holiday. Or like, let's incorporate some other elements from these other, spring equinox celebrations and combine them with Easter. I could see an argument of, Yahweh, that's that kitchen potluck religious stew that he doesn't like.
Some people in the chat are saying this needs to be added to the menu for the Archipelago Sandwich Pub, the potluck religious stew.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. No, that'll be one of our specials for sure.
People would really have to know the Bible to understand all of these references, but maybe that's the point.
That's the only people that are going to come to the Archipelago Sandwich Pub.
Or maybe those are the only people who are going to know the secret menu at Archipelago Sandwich Pub.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be the ones to know to ask for the potluck religious
kind of
stew.
Raven.
Or any kind of raven.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait, we're not hurting ravens.
No.
It's like a drink.
That's just the name of the dish.
Okay.
Maybe any kind of raven will be some sort of like a chocolate flambe.
Oh, it'll
be a dessert.
I can get behind that. Okay. Cool. All right. Thus says Yahweh, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one says, don't destroy it, for a blessing is in it. So will I do for my servant's sake, that I may not destroy them all. I'm just saying. I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains, and my chosen shall inherit it, and my servants shall dwell there. Sharon, Mom, says, shall be a fold of flocks. Who's Sharon? Oh, is it a place?
Right.
My mom is like, yes.
We've come across this before. What was
Sharon,
it? Do you remember?
The Sharon or the Sharon plain. Central.
My Sharona?
My Sharona. Yeah, it's a plain of Israel. It refers to the land.
Cool. Okay, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as Annalisa pointed out in the chat, this does sound like a threat. It's possible that I've lost here.
Okay, hold on. All right, hold the press.
Dedeker, I thought you were on my side.
No, I am. Hold on.
She's the referee. She's got to be fair.
I'm the referee. I'm the goalkeeper. I need to see the photo finish here. Now, what's the specific line? Let's see.
Oh, here it is. As the new wine is found in the cluster, and one says, don't destroy it, for a blessing is in it, so will I do for my servant's sake, that I may not destroy them all. Is that it? Was that it? Anyone?
Yeah, just that kind of threat there. I'm looking at the message here for some corroboration. This follows directly after the potluck religious stew.
Okay.
It says, they spend the night in tombs to get messages from the dead, eat forbidden foods, and drink a witch's brew of potions and charms.
What? Where is this coming from?
So fun.
Where is he pulling this from?
I feel like he's writing this for a small child,
Yeah, basically that's kind of what he was going for, I think. And then he says, let's see, they say, keep your distance, don't touch me, I'm holier than thou. These people gag me, I can't stand their stench. Look at this. Their sins are all written out. I have the list before me. I'm not putting up with this any longer. I'll pay them the wages they have coming for their sins and for the sins of their parents lumped in. A bonus.
I think you went back too far. You need to keep going, Jace. You need to keep going because we're looking at verse 8.
Okay, sure. Let me just keep reading then. Because they've practiced their blasphemous worship, mocking me at their hillside shrines, I'll let loose the consequences and pay them in full for their actions.
There it is.
Okay,
there
those are the threats. But then here's verse 8. God's message. But just as one bad apple doesn't ruin the whole bushel, there are still plenty of good apples left. So I'll preserve those in Israel who obey me. I won't destroy the whole nation. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's all right.
What? Okay,
Yeah, right.
so what?
All right.
You have to destroy everyone?
Yeah, I think that Emily has won this bet.
Fine. I will buy Emily some kind of alcohol.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay.
Yahweh, you really let me down here.
You know what? It was till the last episode. Oh, he really didn't let me down, which is unfortunate. You know, I felt like maybe he would let me down, and maybe I would feel okay about that. But you know what? He didn't.
No.
So here we are.
Yeah, I was open to being disappointed by Yahweh in this instance. I was open to be like, oh, maybe he's turned over a new leaf. Maybe he's trying to be a good dad now. But old habits die hard.
Yeah.
Indeed, they do. Yeah,
Boy.
he tried hard for quite a few chapters, and
So
yet,
now he's like sort of
here we are.
compromising. He's like, well, but I won't punish everyone. Like, so, you know, he's finding a middle ground, I guess.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know if this is the middle path that we really need. So, all right, okay, let's go back to Sharon. Sharon shall be a fold of flocks in the valley of Acre, a place for herds to lie down in, for my people who have sought me. But you who forsake Yahweh, who forgot my holy mountain, who prepare a table for fortune, and who fill up mixed wine to destiny, I will destine you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, you did not answer.
Okay.
When I spoke, you did not hear.
Okay.
But
Yeah, here it goes. Now he's doubling down.
Yeah.
The seal is broken.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can't
indeed
stop
it is.
now.
He's like, well, I'm angry now, and you won't like me when I'm angry. But you did that which was evil in my eyes, and chose that in which I didn't delight. Therefore, thus says the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servants shall eat, but you shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but you shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but you shall be disappointed. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but you shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall wail for vexation of spirit. He's like really vindictive right now. Jeez.
Yeah, it's like he's been holding it in this entire time.
He's like, I've turned over a new leaf.
Y'all,
but
however,
yeah.
there are so many good lines in the message from this. This was from a few verses ago.
Please.
It says, but you who abandon me, your God, who forget the holy mountains, who hold dinners for Lady Luck, and throw cocktail parties for Sir Fate.
They call me Lady Luck.
You
I'm not. I'm less familiar with that mythical figure.
Sir Fate.
I want to know more about him, Sir Fate.
Sir Fate. I love it.
Okay. You shall leave your name for a curse to my chosen, and the Lord Yahweh will kill you. There it is. Okay. If there was any question, there's no question now.
Dang it.
Okay. And he will call his servants by another name, so that he who blesses himself in the earth shall bless himself in the God of truth. And he who swears in the earth shall swear by the God of truth, because the former troubles are forgotten, and because they are hid from my eyes. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former things shall not be remembered nor come into mind. But be you glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people, and there shall be heard in her no more than the voice of weeping and the voice of crying.
This is also in the Messiah.
Really?
Oh,
Of course.
God.
I mean, it's the last, we're in the last episode of Isaiah. I got to get a few more of these in here.
Wait, this says that verse definitely gets quoted in Revelation? John Michael said? Wow.
I was familiar with this line about creating the new heaven and the new earth. That gets whipped out a lot.
It's possible, actually, that the line from the Messiah might be from Revelation, because that he also pulled a lot from the Revelation for the lyrics. But it's that song where it's like, the voice of him who crieth in the wilderness, like, prepare ye the way of the Lord. There's like that kind of thing.
Are you singing the tenor part?
No, that's a bass. It's a baritone bass.
It's at the point now, though, where you could take any line from Isaiah and Jason, you could just kind of sing it in that kind of tenory, bassy kind of way. And I'd believe it. Be like, yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, I guess that didn't sound very tenory, but yeah. Okay. So there's a baritone solo. Cool. Fun. All right. We're almost there. There shall be no more there an infant of days, nor an old man who is not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old, and the sinner being 100 years old shall be accursed.
What is happening? What is this Benjamin Button situation that he's talking about? What? What does it mean? What does Eugene say?
Yeah, what verse number is this?
That was 20.
It was 20. Okay. So Eugene's doing that thing where verses 17 through 25 are all in one section and the individual verses are not labeled.
Good job, Eugene.
Good job, Eugene. Yeah. Job. I'll take joy in Jerusalem, take delight in my people. No more sounds of weeping in the city, no cries of anguish, no more babies dying in the cradle, or old people who don't enjoy a full lifetime. 100th birthdays will be considered normal. Anything less will seem like a cheat.
Like, what? Wait, okay. Hold on. Okay, I was with it. Okay, I get it. He's laying out people living to 100 is going to seem totes normal. That's going to be great.
Yeah.
Anything less than that will seem like a cheat? A cheat?
Yeah, he'd be like, I've been cheated because 100's normal.
Oh, like I've been cheated, not like I'm cheating to get ahead in some way.
I've been cheated out of long life.
That's what I would. Gotcha. That's how I read that, at least. Yeah. Let's see. They'll build
people
houses.
In the chat are interpreting it more as kind of like Tolkien's elves, where at 100 you are just a baby.
Yeah. I watched all of them again recently. Everyone, just do yourself a favor and watch those films again, and watch the extended cuts. They're so good. And no, I did not cheat to win this bet. I won it at fair and square. Okay. Fair and square.
Hey, we have to think about maybe in the future, maybe when we're done with this book, it'll become Drunk Lord of the Rings study.
Hey, yeah. Anything's possible.
I wouldn't hate that.
I would love that.
I wouldn't hate that. Two Towers is my least favorite, but it's still good. We can debate that later. Anyways, they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree shall be the days of my people, and my chosen shall long enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for calamity, for they are the seed of the blessed of Yahweh, and their offspring with them. So now he's happy again?
This is in the new Jerusalem he's building, the new heaven and the new Jerusalem that he said he's going to make, which I think is why this gets quoted in the Revelation, because I think at that point it was interpreted as like this is a prophecy for later kind of end times kind of sitch. That's my guess.
Okay.
Unscholarly.
Okay.
That's my guess.
So after Revelation.
Well, like during Revelation.
Oh, okay.
In the after times. In the end times.
Okay. In the end times. It shall happen that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. The wolf and the lamb shall feed together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox, and the dust shall be the serpent's food. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, says Yahweh. That really, went on a journey. He was very angry, and then he was like, it's going to be all good, everyone. It's going to be great. Yeah, love it.
Yeah,
that was weird as heck.
It's gonna be good. Everyone's gonna eat straw. They're gonna love it.
It's good.
Whew. Okay, we're almost there. That was the penultimate.
That was it.
Chapter.
Okay,
that was it. I'm done.
Okay, I just did a little bit of research for our Drunk Lord of the Rings study, by the way, and copyright lasts for 95 years. So after something's been out for 95 years, it becomes part of the public domain, and then anyone can use it and do stuff with it. Lord of the Rings was published in 1954. So we do some quick math here. That means in 2039, we'll do that podcast. Right?
Almost.
Okay, well, that's how long it's going to take us to read the Bible, so it's fine. We'll be perfectly positioned.
Gracious.
Oh, boy. Okay, love this. All right, before we move on to the very last chapter of Isaiah, oh my gosh, we're actually here. But before we move on, we're going to take a quick break to talk about how you can support this show and help us to do the rest of this Bible. And we're back.
And we're back.
Woo!
For the last chapter of Isaiah. Amazing. Okay, here it is.
Thank
chapter 66.
Goodness, Yahweh.
Now, this is interesting because when I look at the Message and the Tree of Life version and the NIV, they all have a different chapter title for this one.
Oh, please tell us all of them.
In the Message, this is called Living Worship to God. In the Tree of Life version, it's titled Tremble at His Word. And then the New International Version is titled Judgment and Hope.
Ooh, okay, many different tones.
Yeah, right? Very different. We'll see which one we think is the most accurate.
So we're going to try to title, try to title the World English Bible version based on those titles.
Okay, we'll see what we come up with. All right.
See what happens.
Thus says Yahweh, heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. What manner of house will you build to me?
Oh, geez.
His feet are all up on earth.
All right. We are leading up to this point. It's been a lot of, oh, Yahweh's our father. Oh, he's so good to us. He was mean to us in the past, but now he's going to be good. Or maybe he will destroy some of us if some of us are not good, but mostly he's going to be good to us. And now he's just straight up, just like, you know what? You're my footstool. Let's just say it like it is.
It's true.
Okay. All right. The earth is my footstool.
That's why he built them.
What manner of house will you build to me? And what place shall be my rest? So he's really asking for a lot now. For all these things has my hand made, and so all these things came to be, says Yahweh. But to this man will I look, even to him who is poor and of a contrite spirit, and who trembles at my word. He who kills an ox is as he who kills a man. I think Yahweh's become vegan now.
Oh, yeah?
He who kills an ox.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Okay, I can get behind that.
He who kills an ox is as he who kills a man. He who sacrifices a lamb as he who breaks a dog's neck. He who offers an offering and he who offers pig's blood. He who burns frankincense as he who blesses an idol. So it's not even just the animals. It's also frankincense. He just hates that.
He doesn't like it.
Yes, they have chosen their own ways, and their soul delights in their abominations. I will also choose their delusions, and will bring their fears on them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spoke, they did not hear. But they did that which was evil in my eyes, and chose that in which I didn't delight. What's going on, Emily? You're losing your shit over there.
No.
Jennifer did a hiccup. Jennifer did a hiccup.
It's my worst fear realized. I have hiccups. I know. I'm going to get it under control. Don't worry. Just keep going. It's okay.
This is really funny.
Okay.
It's okay.
Sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay. I will choose their delusions, and I will bring their fears on them. Because when I called, none did answer. When I spoke, they did not hear, but they did that which was evil in my eyes, and chose that in which I didn't delight. Hear the word of Yahweh, you who tremble at his word, : your brothers who hate you, who cast you out for my name's sake, have said, let Yahweh be glorified, that we may see your joy. But it is those who shall be disappointed. A voice of tumult from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of Yahweh, that renders recompense to his enemies. Before, I don't know who we're talking about now, before she travailed, she brought forth.
I don't know.
Before her pain came, she was delivered of a man-child.
Who is this she?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, okay. Clearly, we're setting up some sort of weird metaphor where he's pointing out, oh, things are wild and wacky because this metaphorical woman, gave birth to a baby before going into labor. So we're doing something artsy and poetic here. We're just not sure what corresponds to what.
Ideal. No?
Do you think that'd be ideal? Have your baby first and then you have to spend like 12 hours in labor?
No, ideally you would just like omit the labor entirely.
Yes.
Because you had your baby.
Right.
No?
That'd be good. That'd probably be nice.
This is reminding me of something from the Discworld books, and there was this alcohol.
Discworld.
Who is that? Terry Pratchett?
Mm-hmm.
Is that who wrote Discworld?
Yeah, Terry Pratchett.
There was an alcohol that was, I forget what the name was, but the deal with it was that it was magical and you would have the hangover the day before you drank it.
Oh,
so
yes.
it would be like that. You'd have this hangover, but then the next day you would end up drinking this alcohol and you'd be like, oh, that's why I had that hangover the day before. It reminds me a little bit of that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So she delivered a man-child. Who has heard such a thing?
Yeah, duh.
Who has heard such a thing? Who has seen such things? Shall a land be born in one day? Shall a nation be brought forth at once? For as soon as Zion travailed, she brought forth her children.
I see. Okay, so he's laying out that we can't have good things unless we go through labor. You know, because no one's heard of a lady having a baby without going through labor.
Yeah.
You know, my partner's sister had like 2-hour labors both times that she had kids. And I was like, that sounds ideal, right? Like,
Yeah, she's really made the process
bing,
quite efficient.
bada boom. Yeah.
Just get it done.
Yeah, I think my older sister on her second baby had like a 4-hour labor.
Yeah.
It was just like very, very fast and intense.
Wow. That's amazing. Some people have like 48-hour labors.
Boy. Okay.
Anyway,
the point is, Israel or this nation, we got to go through a long ass labor if we're going to have any nice things.
Yes.
Quite.
Now, this next question, I don't understand. Shall I bring to the birth and not cause to bring forth, says Yahweh?
I don't know what that means.
Bring to the birth. Maybe it's like labor, but
I'm
not
tracking.
birth.
I'm tracking.
Okay.
You got
I am
this. Zedeker.
so
Do
smart.
Okay.
I'm
Do it.
so smart.
What do you got?
I mean, we know. You're like one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. Go.
I'm so smart about the Bible. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, he's making this whole point of, I wouldn't put you through labor if there wasn't going to be an actual birth on the other end of it. So I wouldn't put you through these difficult things and this difficult effort if there wasn't going to be something on the other side.
God has never had a period, but okay.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
No one's thinking to bring in, there's a lot of childbirth metaphors. No one's thinking to bring in any menstruation metaphors. I'm assuming because maybe they don't have as much of a touch point to it, perhaps.
Because men wrote this freaking book.
Yeah.
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 Interesting.
Yeah.
Eugene.
Okay. Says Yahweh, shall I who cause to bring forth shut the womb, says your God? Rejoice you with Jerusalem, and be glad for her. All you who love her, rejoice for joy with her. All of you who mourn over her, that you may suck and be satisfied with the breasts of her consolations.
Oh, the breasts of her consolations.
Okay.
I
okay.
love it.
Just wait. Just wait.
Okay.
It gets better. It gets better. Semicolon, that you may milk out and be delighted with the abundance of her glory.
Bye.
That you may milk out. I
don't know about you, but I just love it when someone lets me know that my breasts are just a consolation.
Consolation prize. It's good.
Wow.
Okay. Be delighted with the abundance of
Why
her
is
glory.
everyone obsessed with like, oh gosh. Yeah. The feminine form is, I don't know. Some people are just, really quite obsessed with it. And apparently this person.
Yeah. Just passed around.
For thus says Yahweh.
Anyway, yes. Sucking, consolation, love it. Sweet savored, love it. Yes.
Okay, love it. For thus says Yahweh, behold, I will extend peace to her like a river.
Thanks.
And the glory of the nations like an overflowing stream. And you shall suck of it. You shall be born on the side and shall be dandled on the knees.
Dandled.
This is not a word.
What is that? What is a dandle? What's dandling?
I found it.
What's it mean?
It's like when you have a baby. When you have a baby and you like put him on your hip or on your knee and you like kind of bounce him. It's like playing horsey with the child.
Yeah.
The dandle.
Dandle.
Got it.
I didn't know there's a word for that.
Wow.
Wow.
No, me neither.
You got to start using that.
Even smart Dedeker didn't know.
It's great.
Ace the SAT portion of
like
vocab
dandling is to
didn't know.
babies as the Bible is to ?
What Dandle is that doesn't even, Dandle's a verb and Bible is a noun. I don't even know how to handle what you're talking about.
Yeah,
right now.
well, I passed the SAT. Did you?
Yes. It's
We
also
all know
not
it's a pass-fail test.
It's not a pass-fail.
It's not a pass-fail test.
I think passing is that you made it to the end and didn't, give up partway through.
That we went to college, and all three of us did.
And here's where we are today.
Okay.
This is what we have to show for it.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Dandled on the knees. As one whom his mother comforts, so will I comfort you, and you shall be comforted in Jerusalem. You shall see it, and your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like the tender grass. Weird. And the hand of Yahweh shall be known toward his servants, and he will have indignation against his enemies. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and his chariots shall be like the whirlwind, to render his anger with fierceness.
I feel like he's going to throw fire.
That's good. I like that. He's a firebender. To render his anger with fierceness and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire will Yahweh execute judgment, and by his sword on all flesh. And the slain of Yahweh shall be many. Just full action movie.
We're really just soaking it up.
Jace, you haven't seen Avatar. How do you know what a firebender is?
What do you mean I haven't seen Avatar? What are you talking about?
I thought we've had this conversation. Have you not?
Wait. Dedeker's so frustrated
Maybe
with
you
us
have.
right now.
Fine.
Sorry, I don't want to have drunk Avatar statty right now. That's all.
Okay. Dedeker's losing it. We'll talk about Avatar later.
We'll have this conversation later.
All right. Those who sanctify themselves and purify themselves to go to the gardens, behind one in the midst, eating pig's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse, they shall come to an end together, says Yahweh. What even?
Why are mice caught up in this? What did the mouse do?
The mouse? I mean, what does the mouse say?
What does the mouse say?
Meep, 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 meep. Wait, okay, so is this a list of different people? So those who sanctify themselves and purify themselves to go to the gardens, behind one in the midst, eating pig's flesh, comma, and the abomination, comma, and the mouse, comma, they shall come to an end together, says Yahweh.
I think Isaiah is trying to polish off the rest of his stash before the end of this book.
Yeah, he's really gone overboard.
For sure.
I can't travel across state lines. I gotta just take it all, man.
That makes sense.
Straight to the dome.
What happened to Isaiah after this book is my question.
Boy.
Where did this man go?
That's a really good question.
Is this a moment in time? Is this a single moment in time that he had this just tremendous trip and wrote 66 chapters and then that was it?
Was this just
for
Isaiah
him?
the college years where he just was high the entire time and then went on to get his MBA and settle down with a wife and kids?
Oh my gosh. I love that, Dedeker.
So I just did a quick search for how did Isaiah die, and it doesn't happen in the Bible. So we don't know from any primary sources. However, Jewish tradition says that he died by being sawn in two.
Yes. I looked this up for a bonus already.
Oh, you did?
I looked this up 20 years ago
right.
from a bonus episode 20 years ago. I swear.
I don't remember at all.
That's
because it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, it shows up in Muslim mythology as well. Isaiah was hiding in a tree, and these soldiers came essentially and hacked the tree, and he got sawn in half.
Right,
and apparently that doesn't get mentioned.
I would try to exit the tree before that happened. Maybe he was on something.
He could have been on something. It's true. Doesn't get mentioned in the Bible, I don't think, but that's sort of the lore around Isaiah.
Yeah.
Of course that would happen to him. He would go out that. Of course.
Has to be magnificent.
And it's one of those sad stories where someone gets a little too high on psychedelics and does something really silly and foolish out in the woods or something like that.
Jump off of the balcony of a large building.
It would have been a tragic end.
Yeah. Anyway, supposedly that was under orders from Manasseh. So that's also interesting.
Got it.
Okay.
Wait, are we
continuing
done?
on?
Oh, we're not done.
For I know their works and their thoughts, the time comes that I will gather all nations and languages, and they shall come and shall see my glory. I will set a sign among them, and I will send such an escape of them to the nations, to Tarshish, Pul, and Lud, L-U-D, who draw the bow, to Tubal and Javan, to the isles afar off, who have not heard my fame. I'm gonna live forever. Neither have they seen my glory. And they shall declare my glory among the nations. They shall bring all your brothers out of all the nations for an offering to Yahweh, on horses and in chariots and in litters and on mules and on dromedaries, which are a type of camel we've learned.
Yay, dromedaries.
To my holy mountain, Jerusalem.
Two? One?
Dromedaries have the two? Yes, 2 humps.
No, dromedary, a D. Like a D.
The D has the 1 hump.
Bactrian like a B, 2 bumps.
I see. Bactrian's
D has
got
1
2.
bump.
See?
B has 2 bumps.
Dromies have 1. Okay.
Dromedary, 1-humped camel.
Okay.
Yes.
To my holy mountain, Jerusalem.
You sit on top of the hump. Like,
you guys, please let me finish this
Sorry,
freaking
go,
book. We're so close. Oh my
We're so
gosh.
close. We're so close to the end. Come on.
So they shall bring all your brothers out of all the nations for an offering to Yahweh, on horses and in chariots and in litters and on mules and on dromedaries, to my holy mountain Jerusalem, says Yahweh, as the children of Israel bring their offering in a clean vessel into the house of Yahweh. Of them also will I take for priests and for Levites, says Yahweh. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, says Yahweh, so shall your seed and your name remain. So I guess he's going to take them to this new land. It shall happen.
where is this?
It's going to...
Is it like a new planet?
I mean...
Could be. That's exciting.
He did say a new heaven and a new earth, so yeah, seems that way.
Is that how
Yeah, so
the
it could
Mormons
be-
got their thing?
Oh, yeah, I wonder.
I'm sorry?
I don't, like, the Mormons have, like, their own, like,
Their planets?
planets? No?
Yeah, the whole, well, don't we all get a planet?
Yeah.
Isn't that part of the mythos?
No, only the
That-
men, right?
Well, gosh, I
Yeah, I
don't know.
mean, yes, the real
Probably.
people, quote unquote.
Oh,
People
I'm
who are real
sorry.
people
Yeah, because, like,
get
we're
their
not
own
real.
planets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, we got it. We have
so
to take
close.
this home,
We're
y'all.
so close.
I
Yeah,
know we
I
are
know.
so close, but we got it. We're so close. We have to take it home.
It shall happen that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, says Yahweh. They shall go forth and look on the dead bodies of the men who have transgressed against me.
Jeez.
For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring to all flesh. The end
I'm not surprised it ended like this.
of Isaiah.
That's our ending?
That's the
That's
end.
our ending?
Yeah.
Of course it is. Of course.
Wow. We had a little bright
Okay, I'm not gonna dwell on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dwell on the celebration that we made it to
done.
Isaiah.
We did.
It is over.
Yes.
Wait, what does Frodo say at the end? He's like,
It is done.
it is done.
It's finished.
It's finished.
It's done.
Yeah.
Yes. We are that GIF right now.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Wow. Isaiah. Gosh. I hope he didn't die of a drug overdose. I hope that he did go on to have like a nice MBA.
Now,
Meet someone nice in college.
I thought
And
you were going to
then
say.
get killed in a tree?
Yeah, I hope he didn't die of a drug overdose, but that he was sawn in half in a tree. Gosh.
That would have been a much nicer way to go for him. I don't know, man.
I mean, maybe
I
it
don't
is a
know.
nicer way if he just stays stone cold baked the entire time. And
Yeah, that's
also
true.
when he gets sawn in half in a tree, he's very high at that moment too. That's probably a better way to die, maybe.
Yeah, hopefully he'd taken
Maybe.
a lot of opiates at the time, and so he didn't feel it so much. That'd be ideal for him.
We did it though.
We did
We
it.
did
but
the thing.
we still have some psalms to read.
We do, but we did the thing.
We did
Thank
the
goodness.
An
thing.
accomplishment. We
Thank
made it through. Well done. Well done,
goodness.
us. Well done, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, good job
did well.
acting in this part of the show, Lynn. All right, and with that, it is time. It is time for Silly Psalms with DBS, the part of the show where DBS reads some psalms.
Psalm 27 by David. Yahweh is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Yahweh is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When evildoers came at me to eat up my flesh,
Whoa.
even my adversaries and my foes, they stumbled and fell.
Ew.
Though an army should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, even then I will be confident. One thing I've asked of Yahweh that I will seek after, that I may dwell in Yahweh's house all the days of my life, to see Yahweh's beauty and to inquire in his temple. For in the day of trouble he will keep me secretly in his pavilion.
Oh.
In the secret place of his tabernacle he will hide me.
Oh.
He will lift me up on a rock. Now my head will be lifted up above my enemies around me. I will offer sacrifices of joy in his tent. I will sing, yes, I will sing praises to Yahweh. Hear, Yahweh, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also on me and answer me. When you said, seek my face, my heart said to you, I will seek your face, Yahweh. Don't hide your face from me. Don't put your servant away in anger. You have been my help. Don't abandon me, neither forsake me, God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then Yahweh will take me up. Teach me your way, Yahweh. Lead me in a straight path because of my enemies. Don't deliver me over to the desire of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen up against me, such as breathe out cruelty. I am still confident of this, I will see the goodness of Yahweh in the land of the living. Wait for Yahweh. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Yes, wait for Yahweh.
Like one does with a promise ring, maybe.
Yes.
I don't know. That's what I feel.
Something like
Well,
that.
All right, here
Emily
we go.
really
Here it
latches
is.
on to these concepts that we teach her from our Christian upbringings, like promise rings and things like that.
Well, what else am I supposed to do? I don't have
I
like
love
an
it.
overarching thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right. Psalm 28 by David. To you, Yahweh, I call, my rock, O the rock.
Yes.
Don't be deaf to me, lest if you are silent to me, I would become like those who go down into the pit. Hear the voice of my petitions when I cry to you, when I lift up my hand toward your most holy place.
Whoa.
Don't draw me away with the wicked, with the workers of iniquity who speak peace with their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. Give them according to their work, and according to the wickedness of their doings. Give them according to the operation of their hands. Bring back on them what they deserve, because they don't regard the work of Yahweh, nor the operation of his hands. He will bring them down and not build them up. Blessed be Yahweh, because he has heard the voice of my petitions. Yahweh is my strength and my shield. My heart has trusted in him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart greatly rejoices. With my song I will thank him. Yahweh is their strength. He is a stronghold of salvation to his anointed. Save your people and bless your inheritance. Be their shepherd also and bear them up forever. Yay.
Wow.
Yay.
Gosh.
It
I
is
just-
finished.
Seriously. Okay. That was a long journey. I feel like we started Isaiah in kind of a dark place. It got a little bit nicer, and then he brought us back, kind of like a nice little coda of the darkness that we started the book with. Really kind of.
Yeah, like a little bookend.
Yeah.
A little bookend.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Well, so, I mean, the question is, Emily, so the terms of the bet was that whoever won the bet, the person who lost the bet would buy them a nice bottle of liquor. So what are you going to ask for, Emily?
Well, I just ran out of some Hendrick's gin.
okay, so a gin of some kind.
Okay.
So I think that's
nice
where I'm going to
choice.
go with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice choice. There's some good gins out in the world.
Yeah.
Good.
You have had some good gins, so I will defer to you.
Yeah,
By all
I
means.
might look into getting you an aged gin, which is something that Dedeker and I did a tasting of a few months back, and so maybe
Well.
I'll take a look at those and see what might be good.
Lovely.
How lovely.
How lovely. Okay.
All right, shall we bring it home?
Time for a quiz.
Well, yeah. Okay. Let's end this episode, and then for those of you here in the live show, stick around for the quiz. And for those of you listening at home, check out the bonus episode in a couple days and see how you do on Le Quiz.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including ad-free episodes, early releases, personal toasts on the show, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes, letting other people know what you like about it. You can also join fellow listeners in the Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group. Find us on Twitter at Drunk Biblecast, on Instagram at Drunk Bible Study, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Jace Lindgren, Emily Matlack, and me, Dedeker Winston. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.
I made a memory about your dad. He's in a book club. Whoa. He's got a history of skimming past all the pages of ageless confessional